All right, hello, welcome to a discussion video, which is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And um, when I'm filming this, it's about 11 days until the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, the fabled April 2nd Direct. But when this is uploaded, it's probably going to be 1 week away. So I'm joined by Try, who is an up and coming YouTuber like me, but has a just an incredible start to his channel. So I mean, I'm sure you probably know about it if you follow me. But anyway, thank you for joining me, Try.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I was honored that you reached out because I've been looking forward to being a part of a discussion video, and so it's cool to that this is the first.
It was fate then. I was like, I was trying to think of what a good. I thought you'd be a good like co-host for this in a way. Definitely, I think. Yeah, I like your videos, and like you have like very interesting ideas, and um, so yeah, I definitely I'm excited to hear what you have to offer for this predictions discussion. So I'm obviously evoking classic Game Explain, which was very obsessed with like what 8 years ago. Oh gosh.
Yep, yeah, they've been around for a while. I get it though. The discussions they're fun.
Yeah, no, they're definitely. Yeah, it's a good thing when you're really excited about something. I just watch everyone just talk about it for like hours on end, and I mean I guess the first thing is I'm glad that we know that we've known about this when it is for how long we have, because could you imagine if they decided to just like wait until like 2 days before like
Yeah,
they
like
usually do?
that's usually how their usual directs. Yeah, it's just like, all right, here we go. Get ready for, 45 minutes of content, and you have 2 days to prepare for it. So that's a good
Which
point.
it's exciting when they do that, but for this, it was like it was definitely net because they couldn't have. I mean, they could have, but like I'm glad they didn't just drop the vague trailer and just make us wait until a later date to know that we're gonna get like a presentation at some point, because we knew it was gonna happen, but like I'm glad they just decided they locked in the date early, so that's good. So now
Yeah,
we
and I think initially it was people were pretty upset. They're like, "That's fine." I mean, that's close to what the Switch One was too. It was, October to January, and this is about, 2.5 months, and um, the time's flown. I mean, we're only almost 10 days away now, at least the time of recording this. So it's insane how quickly it's coming up.
Yeah, no, I remember like I remember like telling one of my friends like, oh, it's like 40 days, and but now we're like, oh,
Yeah,
it's we get into the single digits soon, and when you're
yeah,
watching this, it is in the single digits, which is crazy. Um, so I think for this discussion, obviously, we're going over like several aspects. So because it's going to be a very packed direct. I mean, the thing is, we don't actually know they didn't say any like what's actually going to be in it, but like we
right.
can assume that there's going to be like stuff on hardware, like
Hmm.
third party and first party stuff. So I think that's the main things we're going to talk about. Should we start with like more hardware, like and like release related stuff? Just like
Yeah, sure.
those are, I think it's important stuff. But like when the more exciting stuff is definitely the games. So
Yeah.
get out of the way. So when do you think this console is going to release? Like roughly?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying end of May. Um, I could see that. I think from Switch 2 or the original Switch, it was, January, was it 3rd? Or when was that presentation? It was early January.
I think it was January 6th, I believe. I don't know. I'll look it up now.
Yeah,
No, it was
early
13th,
January,
January 8th, yeah.
and then it was basically 2 months after that was the console release on March 3rd.
Yeah.
So I could see something similar to that where it's like maybe in early June. Um, people are stuck on late May, but if it's one of those two, I'm gonna be happy. I don't, you know what I mean? If it's as long as it's not holiday, which it totally could be, because I remember last year we were thinking it was gonna be holiday of last year. So,
Yeah,
um,
I mean, this time I think we have the backing of the fact that they've started the marketing machines. I don't think
yep.
they're gonna
Hmm.
give that long of a gap. I mean, for some, I'm kind of stuck mentally on the May 22nd train. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just Like I feel it in my gut, but I again I don't really mind either way. As long as it's in June or May, then it should
Yeah.
be fine for me. Um, and how much do you think it will cost?
I hope it has a 3 in front of it. It was 300 was for the Switch, 350 is the OLED. If it's 399, I'd be happy. I really hope it's only 399. It could be 450 or 449, but I think they want to remain the affordable system, and with just inflation and how expensive everything seems to be nowadays, it also just seems like a natural thing to do since the OLED and regular Switch haven't dropped in price at all in 8 years, which is just ridiculous. OLED is still 350. If you buy a new OLED, it's $350. So I think 399 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I feel like it makes it. I think they want to seem like the cheapest option on the market, and um,
Definitely.
yeah, I mean, I haven't like fully decided on which one it is between the, but I know for a fact that it won't go above like 450. I don't think
Yeah,
it will go above that. It won't go to 500. That would be,
right.
I think that would be a bad. I mean, I'd still buy it,
Yeah,
obviously.
same. Unfortunately, I would still buy it. Yeah.
So with the features, I guess there's two major features that they're probably going to focus on, and one of them is the one that's kind of been leaked about the mouse
Mhm.
feature. Do you think we'll get a spotlight on that?
I think we have to. I mean, it was in the Switch 2 trailer. Obviously, there was no words spoken in it. We got a little bit of text and stuff like that, but you see them moving around like little mice, and I feel like that means that it's a bigger deal than we think. And so, this might be more of a software thing that we'll get to eventually, but I think it'll tie into a game that they're gonna also um, showcase. So,
I totally agree. Actually, I had that down as well. I think that the EPD, the kind of like the 1-2 switch equivalent, like
yep.
the casual
Hmm.
game will probably have a lot of mouse. I call it mouse con. I feel like
MouseCon, that's good.
it's kind of yeah, they could. I don't know. It feels it's kind of stuck on for me in my mind. So whatever they call it, I'm just still going to call it mouse con anyway. But yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I wonder if maybe they'll go for when the Switch One was announced and like the memes were all about how the Joy-Con grip looked like a dog. It was a Switch dog.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Um, I wonder if maybe they'd lean into the animal aesthetic with the mouse and the dog and have like
Mm.
a full on like like a tech animal game for the tech demo. Maybe
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Like a Nintendo dogs or something. Maybe it's Nintendo mice. I don't
ten
play around.
mice.
Yeah, definitely not that, but
No.
that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of games that could work with the mouse squad specifically, like Mario Maker 3, for example. But I
Yeah,
don't think Mario Maker 3 is coming out this soon, so it
no.
wouldn't be here. I don't think.
And
But
it's weird to it's like hard to imagine because we have PCs, right? We've like PC gamed for so long that it's hard to imagine something specifically working with that form factor that is unique. So, because to me, it's just another way to control. Like, there's no real other experience I'm getting out of using my mouse and keyboard. It just is different. So
mm,
I don't know what would be like, oh, we're using mouse controls to do this. And I think that's where Nintendo's surprise is gonna really hit us. It's how they make mouse functionality feel new.
yeah, I mean, I think the main game that like I think that actually has a chance of coming out around the time that will benefit from it is probably Metroid Prime 4. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, we'll get into that a little bit more later. But I guess that is kind of the thing is when like first person shooters with the mouse and
Yeah,
keyboard controls.
that's how I use it. I use my mouse for first person shooters, so I would totally be down for that.
So yeah, I mean it's I guess it's more accurate that way. So
Right.
I think they're definitely going to be showing it off that way. And then the other feature, I mean, we call it the C button, but
Yep.
they scrubbed off the C in
Yeah.
so we don't know if it's. I think it was a placeholder. The C. I think there's
Really?
there'll be a different icon on it, but like
Wow.
it was a placeholder. The actual symbol, the C thing, was this. Because the thing is, I think somebody pointed out is that Nintendo don't they put letters on the controllers, but not when they have like a meaning. Like as in,
Okay,
but
interesting.
the A B X Y, they don't stand for anything.
Right, right.
E and it stands for like campus or something, or like I don't know. So that's the rumor, isn't it? Or, I think campus was the rumor. Then I guess maybe it would like be lost in translation more. So maybe they have like a house, like not a house, but like a I don't know, it's a symbol
Just
that
some other icon. I saw some people saying that it could, if it is a C, be for cursor. So maybe it just looks like a little computer cursor, and that could like enable your mouse functionality. That could be an idea. I have no idea though.
that's actually that I've never thought about that actually. That's actually really interesting. That actually might be what it is.
It
You know.
could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's weird that it's on only one Joy-Con, right? It's just the right one, I think.
Yeah.
The other one, it's still the screenshot, and or maybe it's also C on the other side. I'm not sure. I thought it was only one side, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess with Bluetooth, maybe it doesn't matter if it's only on one. Maybe it still
Right.
goes to both of them. That's really interesting because I think in my mind now just all the rumors about like a hub and like an online hub thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like I mentally kind of went like, yeah, that's what that feature is, and that's what it's about. But
Mm,
not necessarily. We don't know that yet, not officially.
right.
And that's really interesting actually. Is if it is a hub, then I think that it goes in hand with whatever they're doing with NSO, like in specific,
Yeah.
for the Switch 2. And I'm assuming, well, I don't know for sure, but I personally think that we're gonna get like a little section on how like they're handling Nintendo Switch Online, for the Switch 2 specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so there's several ways you can do that, but do you think that the playtest, the playtest
Yeah.
game,
Mm-hmm.
do you think maybe that could be part of it? Because I just don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that's going to be a thing for the Switch One, or if it's going to be like almost a new NSO feature.
I definitely think it would be a Switch 2 exclusive thing if that's what it's gonna be, this MMO type working together game. It also could just be a test of the online period. Like is our infrastructure going to be good enough to handle
mm,
the games that we're trying to if Metroid Prime 4 is going to be an online game, is it going to be good enough to run well? And I think that MMO thing is really cool, and like it'd be cool if it was just part of like the home UI. You could go back and start, just it's its own little game. It reminds me of the 3DS where you had face raiders, and they
mm.
just had these random little AR games and stuff that you could just play right on your home screen. It came with the 3DS. I feel like that'd be hard to do. I don't know if I feel like it'd be really difficult. I don't know how they would do it. So that's one
Yeah.
where I think they could, but it's just it's so weird. It's so different, which also makes it kind of exciting because that's what Nintendo does best.
I think the weird thing about that though, the playtest, is that like I do think it's a real game either way, because it's like you have the
Yeah,
Splatoon director on it, and then they've data
right.
mined like music files and stuff like that. So there's clearly some effort put into this. It's not
Right.
a dummy. But then when I because I actually got into the I got lucky. I got into the playtest.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I didn't, so I don't know a ton about it. Just
but
what little people have said about it, trying to be sneaky because Nintendo made you sign something. So
Oh yeah, I can't be too specific. But either way, it was fun. It was fun. But it did also feel like a tech demo. So
yeah,
I do want. I mean, I feel like when we see it next, it won't look the same. I don't think.
right. I don't think it'll look like what it was at all.
Yeah, no. So I mean, I kind of hope we see that. And then I mean, outside of that, you know, GameCube NSO maybe. And
Oh, that one's tough because I feel like they just started putting like remaking GameCube games, right? We got In Your Door, Luigi's Mansion.
mm,
Maybe not Luigi's Mansion. I think
that was
there's other GameCube games, but Um, so I that's the one where I'm like they could just get the $60, right? They could just do
Mm,
a remake and get $60 from us. So I hope so because I need Twilight Princess. It's my favorite game of all time, and I haven't played it since it was on the Wii. I didn't get it for my Wii U, and I was just like, oh, they're gonna port it to Switch like every other Wii U game's been ported, and it hasn't happened. And it seems like it's not going to happen for the 8 years the Switch has been a thing. So I hope so,
I
but
mean,
I don't think so.
yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from. I feel like it is one of those weird things where I think GameCube is like where you're starting to enter where like these games are so big on their own that it's like,
Yeah,
can you justify so like have like would it be too much for the tier? Um,
right.
I think the counter argument is really that they're not going to remake every single GameCube game ever, and there are probably
Sure.
many ones that deserve a chance for people to play. Like I was thinking, I mean, I don't know why I know about this game. I think there was somebody on this app that had like a profile picture based on this character. It's called Doshin the Giant or something like that, and it's like a
Hmm.
GameCube game. I don't even think actually came in America, and like
Oh, okay.
that like something like that, for example, that
Yeah,
they're going to get or Chibi Robo. They're not going to give
right.
Chibi Robo a chance again. So
Right, right.
yeah, but then yeah, it's the dilemma of are the games too big? Is it you know
Right. And maybe it was just that's what they were doing to end Switch's life when most of their development went towards Switch 2 games because we've seen in the last year or so not a lot of heavy hitters, right? I mean, Echoes of Wisdom, but even then, that's not a huge, like, that's a Grezzo project. That's not a massive mainline Zelda game.
mm,
I think Wonder's probably the biggest mainline thing we've gotten recently that I can think of. And so maybe that's why they were just like, all right, all these other developers that we have that, aren't our big first party things, we're gonna trust them to do some remakes to kind of fill in the time. So I think that could also be the case that maybe we do get GameCube because they were just giving us some stuff to hold us over while we wait. So another pro for seeing GameCube.
yeah, no, I mean I think it would be a good incentive for the Switch 2. Like, if you make
Yeah,
it for Switch 2 specifically, it's like you have more of an incentive to go. I want to have a Switch 2 instead of just saying, oh, I can stick with my Switch 1 because I can just use backwards
yeah,
and
true.
continue. They're
How
gonna
do you
still
get people to go to the next console? Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, is there anything else in terms of hardware and NSO that you have up your sleeve, or should we move on to maybe some third party stuff?
Yeah, let's move on. I don't think I have much for those other things. So,
Okay. So obviously, okay. So third party stuff then.
hmm.
I guess we'll start with the stuff that's being ported over. Like what the thing is, right? Is with this direct is how much third party stuff is there going to be in it? Because I saw somebody suggest they were like, what if they have like a specific partner showcase, like a Switch 2 partner showcase?
Oh, I like that.
I think that might actually still. I think there'll still be a lot here, but
Yeah.
that still will happen because if you know the rumors that are going around about how many Microsoft and Ubisoft and Square Enix games and like Atlas games they're going to want to like port over.
Can't fit all that.
I mean, you physically could, I guess, if you just go back to back to back. But
Right. You don't
I
want to
think
scissor reel it though. It's a big deal.
no, I think personally that because there are so many, it's they're playing so much catch up with the
Yeah.
third party games here, um, that they can't show them all in this
Right.
presentation. It'd probably fit better in its own. But as for what will be in here, um, I think the one that everyone expects, and I feel like it's almost a foregone conclusion. It's funny if it would be funny if it
Can I
didn't
guess what
happen.
you're about to say?
I bet you probably got it. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Is it Elden Ring?
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
Everyone says it's gonna happen, and it's like
Yeah.
it's to the point where like I feel like everyone is just like, if it doesn't happen, I think people will be surprised. Everyone's just like
Yeah.
expecting it to happen.
Right. And I think it's because FromSoft did a pretty good job supporting Switch. We got a lot of the Dark Souls games on Switch. And I just feel like if you've seen developer interviews and stuff, they're usually complimenting each other. I know like Aonuma's mentioned how much he appreciates what they do over there at FromSoft, and um, I can't remember the name of the FromSoft director. But he's talked about how he has a big appreciation for like the Zelda series. And so I feel like there's already good relationships there.
Yeah.
And if the Switch 2 is strong enough, why not? Why not put, 2019 game of the year on it, or 28 29 no,
It's 2022.
2022?
2022.
2022. Getting my years mixed up, but yeah, why not?
Yeah, a complete edition with the DLC as well would be, I think, a
Yeah,
good sell as well. That's like a lot of um
it's a lot of value.
a lot of value, and I think it is big enough. It's like it's an old game, but like I feel like it's one of those games that it's one of those. I feel like it's kind of like reached beyond the gaming sphere. Like I know a lot. I'm into film. And a lot of like film fans. And they'll say like what their favorite games are, and they always have Elden Ring in it. So
Yeah.
I myself I haven't played. I own it for the PS5, and I never. I need to get to it.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like Souls games at all. I was so scared of them, but I played Elden Ring and I beat it, and it's great. It's so good.
that's it. So another I think a heavily rumored one. Um, actually, no. How about you bring forward a third party port that you're expecting that
Sure.
isn't on it?
This one's pretty recent, but I think Capcom is a big supporter of the Switch, and I think they're going to be an even bigger supporter of Switch too. I think we're going to see Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yeah,
I feel like some people, like I made my Switch UI video, and I had that as one of my like game cards on the screen was Monster Hunter Wilds. And a lot of people were like, "That's never coming to," and I was like, "Why wouldn't it?" Like I feel like it's such a no-brainer. I mean, we got Monster Hunter Rise on Switch, super
yeah,
successful, did really well. It eventually came to PC, but it was a hit on Switch, and so I feel like if it can run it, put it on. I don't know. I feel like that's easy money right there.
yeah. I mean, I think the thing is with people is that Monster Hunter Rise was specifically made for Switch, and then they had like, so it's almost the idea that Capcom have always like made a separate. Well, in like Monster Hunter World's case, they made a separate game for the other consoles and then a separate game for the Switch. But I think
Right.
now there's no reason. I mean, assuming all the rumors about the specs about the Switch 2 are right, there's no
Yeah.
reason not to get Monster Hunter Wilds onto the Switch 2 as well. I mean, it seems like a slam dunk to me.
Yeah.
There's no
I
reason
agree.
why that wouldn't be successful.
Right.
I definitely agree. Uh, um, so another one, another recent one actually. It's relatively recent. It's a couple of years ago now. But do you think Baldur's Gate 3 might get a Switch 2 push?
Wow. You know what? That might be the one that the mouse controls are just meant for. I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of people that play on PC, that's like perfect for that game. I've never played it myself, but people love it, and it could totally run on the Switch too. I mean, it hasn't come out yet, but yeah. I think that's another one that's guaranteed. I'm surprised I didn't write that down. I forgot about it. Not gonna
no,
don't let
it's
the
like
Baldur's Gate fans know that I said that because they're passionate.
is there another one? I have another one up my sleeves, and you might actually have it. I don't know if you have it up your sleeves, so we'll see if you say it. If not, I'll do that one next.
Oh, like another game specifically?
Yeah, I have another game up my sleeves, but I think you might have it as well. So I'm curious to hear.
I'll say two. It's Bethesda. Was yours a Bethesda game or no
Ooh,
that you were thinking
it
of?
is. It is.
So I had two, Starfield and Indiana Jones. Was it one of those?
It wasn't either of those actually.
Oh, okay,
But those
interesting.
those are good. Those are good picks. Those are good picks.
Yeah, I think Indiana Jones is a lock. The fact that it's coming to PlayStation and it's an Xbox exclusive. Xbox just not exclusive anymore. They don't care. They're putting their games on anything at this point. So I think that's 100% going to be on Switch too at some point. Maybe it'll be day and date when the PlayStation game releases. I don't know when it's supposed to. Maybe it was already happened. I don't know. I don't own a PlayStation, so I'm not sure. But I think that's a lock, and I think Starfield they want to get those sales. I think it was kind of under not underrated, underwhelming, I think, for
Mm.
them. I think they expected Starfield to just be this massive thing, and it never really was.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Um, so I think they want to get that on another system for sure.
I think the idea of it before they actually started showing it off, it was like more exciting, and then I think when they
Yeah,
showed it off, people were just a little bit underwhelmed by how it
I
looked.
agree. Yep.
Yeah, I agree that. I mean, also the thing is, Indiana Jones doesn't have a release date for like PS5 yet for some
Oh,
reason.
does it not have a release
No,
date?
it said spring, and it is kind of like it's coming up,
Okay, then yeah,
you know.
why not?
So my one was Doom: The Dark Ages. And
Mm-hmm.
this one, I
Nice.
mean, this one I feel like is more locked in than any other one here, just because I feel like
Yeah,
they managed to get Doom Eternal on the Switch.
right.
Like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But
And it wasn't a cloud game, right? It was
no,
just the game.
it was native. Yeah, it was actually
And it
native.
was great. People
Yeah,
loved it. So yeah, that just is a franchise that I feel like belongs on. I think it did it come out when Animal Crossing came out because there was that little Isabelle and Doom
yeah,
guy
yeah. I mean,
fan art.
it came to Switch a little bit later, but the initial release for Doom Eternal, like on the other consoles, was the same day as Animal
Oh, okay,
Crossing.
gotcha. Back in 2020. That's awesome.
Yeah. Have you got any more games written down?
Those are the big ones that I had.
All right. I
I
mean,
imagine Ubisoft will try to put their new Assassin's Creed game on there. You know, there's other ones we could probably think of, but in terms of like big third party, Atlas will probably see. I'm totally forgetting the name of the game. It just
Metaphor.
came out. Metaphor. Yep,
Yeah.
Metaphor ReFantazio. I think we'll see that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm there's like two big games that are like that they're almost they feel like old news. They feel like old, not old news, but they're big games where they're not currently relevant. And the Cyberpunk 2077 and Red Dead Redemption 2. I feel like
Oh
those
yeah,
are good shouts for Switch 2 ports, catch up. I think they're big enough names that even though they are literally just PS5 catch up ports, they get enough hype, I think,
yeah,
around them individually. So, but I don't think both of them would be at the same event. I think you choose one, and then you
mm,
say one for like another direct or something like that.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's interesting because I think the Switch One, I think every time there was a third party port, it was like almost an event. But
yeah.
if all the third party games are now coming to the Switch, the Switch Two, then I guess maybe they don't treat them as an event, and maybe they do just announce both of them at the same time.
Right. It almost doesn't feel as exciting as it used to be. I think the Steam Deck is probably like part of the reason why, because that can run almost anything handheld. And we've just had our Switches for so long. Like those first 3, 4 years of like every game felt magical to play handheld. It didn't make any, it was just magic. And so I think playing you're right. It won't be an event like it used to be.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the event here will be the fact of just how many there will be at one time, really.
Right. Just the quantity. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, you going back to Atlas with Metaphor being ported, I think it's interesting. I mean, I think Persona 3 Reload is definitely going to come as well, but I don't know if they would have both of the games like port both of the ports at this event, and so would they choose Persona 3 Reload or Metaphor? I think Metaphor just because it's like it was nominated for a lot of awards. It
Yeah.
won a bunch of awards as well. I think it's a bigger deal, but
I think so.
they could like maybe decide to wait on because they're probably doing I think they're doing a Metaphor re-release at some point. So
Oh
um,
yeah. Golden or something, whatever they want to call it.
I think it's like retold or I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
I have a question for you actually.
hmm.
Is there any shot we see GTA 5 or 6?
Why was it? I
Any
mean,
shot?
six, no.
Okay.
I mean, I'm one of the people that thinks, you know, there's maybe a possible, like a slim chance that somehow GTA 6 comes to the Switch, but I don't think it would be here. GTA 5, that would be funny. That would be really, really
Yeah.
funny. After
Yeah.
all these years that GTA 5
Like, oh,
came out.
finally.
Oh, God. It was too late now. It's just, no.
Yep.
Yeah. it's like people will be like, "Oh, GTA 5 came to Switch before GTA 6 came out."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd see so many comments about it.
Right. Well, I think we've done enough stalling. We've talked about the mellow. I guess we're giving you some starters here, but here's
Right.
the full course here. You know,
Yeah.
first party Nintendo. Um, yeah, really, really, this is what exciting about this entire presentation for me is
Yep.
having a because this is I mean directs are always exciting and they always have stuff, but we don't get a direct with probably this many big hitters. We won't until the next Switch. So
Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, I mean if the last Switch presentation was anything to go by, we're in for some heavy hitters, and I think that maybe this time it will be a little bit more exciting. I think it might be more exciting actually.
Wow, more exciting than the Switch 2017. Those are big shoes to fill. I
Yeah,
hope you're
no,
right.
I think because I mean while they were making sure to bring all guns blazing for the Switch, it wasn't a guarantee, and so
Right.
this time it is, and so they've had time to prepare these games, and so I
They've
think
had a lot of time to prepare.
yeah. We've waited for so long, but yeah,
Yeah.
they finally had time to sit down and give us um all these games, and so should we start with maybe like two games that we kind of know of already? Maybe one that we don't know actually if it is a Switch 2 game, but we like
Hmm.
but so okay, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like I've been going up and down between this game. I used to think that, oh no, it's a Switch game because they announced it at a Switch Direct. Like it's not going to be it's going to it's going to be able to be played. They might even make a cross-gen version, but like it's not going to be marketed as a Switch 2 game. However, we are I think we're way over the point now where I thought we'd get a Metroid Prime 4 update and we haven't. And so now it feels to me like it's clearly being held off as a Switch 2 direct trailer, I think. What do you think? Do you agree?
I think you're right. I think it's going to be kind of out of place because I think it's coming on Switch 1 for sure.
Yeah,
Um, that promise was made. They don't want to, go against that. I think Zelda Wii U, aka Breath of the Wild, is the same exact situation
exactly.
where they can't just abandon those, 10 people that played Breath of the Wild on their Wii U. Um, and so I think it's the exact same situation. Uh, and it's I don't want to be the like bummer guy, but I almost don't want to see it there for very long. Because I
Mm,
just want to see all the other new stuff. Because we know about Metroid Prime 4. We've
mm,
seen at least a trailer. I don't want them to spend 10 minutes on it when
mm.
they could talk about other stuff. And that's not how it works. I know it's like they could realistically make it as long as they want to. But I don't think we need a ton. I think what they could do, give us another trailer that maybe shows a bit more gameplay than we saw, and then Metroid Prime 4 Direct coming later this year. I think that might be the best way to handle that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I mean the thing is for me is I mean Metro Prime 4 Beyond, I don't think if it's here, it's not I don't think it's gonna take up like 10 minutes or anything. I think
Right.
they might even try to like strike gold twice with with Breath of the Wild where they had the story trailer and blew everyone away. I
Yeah.
think that's the kind of trailer we could get for Metro Prime 4 Beyond um here. But then at the same time, like, I guess we don't know as much because back then, obviously with Breath of the Wild, we had so much gameplay at that point. We had the
Yeah.
entire E3.
We
Uh
had two trailers at that point, and yeah, E3 2016, which
that was
was
a lot.
just
That was a
Breath
lot.
of the Wild E3. I loved it personally as a Zelda fan. It was great, but
Yeah. So hmm.
it's
Hmm.
also not as big as a deal as Zelda.
Hmm.
Metroid's not one of the top six franchises I think
Hmm.
that Nintendo has, right? I'm not going to list them all because I'm going to blanket, but it's not one of them. So I think that's another reason why they wouldn't make it that one more thing at the end. I think it might be one of the first things they talk about.
Yeah,
just because we already know about it.
I don't think it closes. I
Yeah.
definitely don't think it closes. When I say like replicating the Breath of the Wild thing, it's more just to do with the fact that I do think that they want Metroid to be bigger,
Yeah.
and so if they're putting it on the Switch too, and I believe it's a launch title. I
Yeah.
believe that, and for a while I was like, would they do like multiple big first party games on the same day? I'm like, yes. I think Mario Kart and Metro Prime 4, they go together in a way that like I think ends up not
Eating each
cannibalizing.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah, they satisfy different audiences for sure. One is a purely single player. I mean, Metroid Prime 4 might have multiplayer, but that's not its purpose. It's not its focus. And then Mario Kart, the more casual
yeah,
experience. So I totally think that is something they could do.
yeah. And so since it's a launch title, well, again, my prediction that it's a launch, it just kind of I feel like it makes sense to me because I feel like if you don't make it a launch title at this point, then it's I think it might suffer. Like it's in a
Yeah.
weird position now
You don't
because
want it to come out if a new 3D Mario comes out later in the year. You don't want it right next to Pokemon. It's yeah.
yeah, that's the weird pickle they put themselves in here. Because I before I thought they'd be fine. I thought maybe they'd just release it earlier in the year. Like I thought maybe they'd have like a February direct and then release it in like May or June,
Yeah.
like that. Um, but so now I feel they're in a position where it does make sense as a potential launch title, and I mean that's pretty exciting for me. I mean I specifically binged actually like the most of the Metroid franchise last summer.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, I did it. I literally did it because of Metro Prime 4 actually. We saw the trailer
Nice.
and I
That's
got really
awesome.
excited and I was like I need to play the rest of the Prime games and I was like
Yeah.
oh, I can go on NSO and
Let's see what the
play.
hype's about.
Yeah, I can play the 2D games and got Samus Returns on my 3DS. So I'm in
Wow.
a Metroid high. So for me
That's awesome.
personally, it's exciting the idea that they're going to give a nice little spotlight on Metroid. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree with you that, and when I'm watching it, when I'm sitting down here in on April 2nd, I actually don't want them to spend too much time because I'm like, I know this is a thing that exists and I would like to be like
Right.
mind blown by like a new thing.
Yeah.
But we won't spend 10 minutes on this. um, so the other title that I mean, I also think is a lot. I mean, we kind of both agree that it's a launch title. I don't think it would make sense if they showed it with the system and it not be a launch title. Is the new Mario Kart
Oh yeah.
finally,
Oh, it looks so good.
finally after
It's
11
only
years.
been 11 years now.
Oh, it will be by the time it's come
2014.
down.
Ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I've been waiting for so long for this game, and that's really exciting. Do you think that you don't think that this will be a closer? I don't.
No.
Yeah,
It'll open. I think this will be the actual like opening game.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I think the opening game is between Prime 4 and Mario Kart, but no, you need to open with the actual Switch 2
Yep.
original. I think.
And it's
Um,
something we've already seen, but only a little bit. People are really excited for it. This is the way to open your presentation.
yeah, yeah. Oh God, I mean, it's just it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's just we're going to be in a Mario Kart hype cycle, so I mean that's really exciting for me because I honestly don't think I think when I started like being an active Nintendo fan, I think it was like after Mario Kart 8 had actually come out. Um,
Wow.
so I haven't actually been in a I've been in the hype cycle for the DLC, I suppose, but
Right. Right.
that's the furthest we've got, and
And
so.
obviously Smash, you were hype cycle for that.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh that was great. And we're gonna get into one of those again at some
yeah.
point as well. But
Yeah.
um, so here's the thing. Do you think like what do you think the hook? What do you think the anchor of this trailer is gonna be?
Oh, it's so hard because it's like even watching the what little we saw of it, it's people don't really know. I mean, 24 racers is what people are saying. So it's hard not to just think everything is bigger. That's what I would think it's going to be, just massive tracks. I love the tracks that aren't just 3 laps
Mm.
but are like 3 sections. like
Yeah.
a Wario stadium, I think.
The
No,
Colosseum, I believe, is the one with.
it's the one where you're like skiing at the end.
Oh,
I don't
Mount
remember which one
Wario.
it's. Mount Wario. Yeah, thank you, Mount Wario. I love tracks like that where it's just like everything about it is new. You're not just going through the same small thing three times. So I think it could be something like that where it's just huge tracks. That's what it kind of looked like in that little deserty area. It looked huge. So I don't know. Bigger. That's just what I think. It's just bigger.
I
Whatever
mean,
that means.
so obviously, they count Mario Kart Tour as like I think they count that as mainline, right? So, one thing with that, and it was adapted. Well, it wasn't actually in that. When they adapted the Mario Kart Tour tracks to
Hmm.
the Booster Course Pass, because they're like different, like they're like different versions of the same track that you can play
Yeah.
on. They fused it in a way that you can it like the track almost like changes mid um
Right.
race. I really feel like that's going to be a thing. Like I
Mm.
really feel like dynamically changing tracks is kind of like the evolution they're going for.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean I've kind of made a video on it and I've come to the conclusion that while I think there will be a single player push. I do think that maybe the Mario Bros circuit is it's not open world, um,
Hmm.
because I think the aesthetic that track's going for is like a Route 66, which is
Yeah.
supposed to be very open, and I think
Right.
also it looks very basic as a track. I think
It
it's the
does.
first or one of the first tracks in the game, so I think it's just a basic track that like looks big. But I do think that I think they should. I think they should show off any single player thing they have here. I think that because that's the thing I think that's the main thing that would get people like they look at that and they go, oh, this is how it's different. Because it's like yeah, I mean, I'll be happy with just seeing new tracks and seeing if they added Cappy,
Yeah.
seeing if King K. Rool got added, to the roster. But you know, but like having a single player push I think would be I'm just that's what I'm hoping for.
I mean, they're definitely going to do something new. This is the same team, I believe, that is this the ARMS team? Is it?
Yes, yeah.
And so they literally haven't made anything new, as far as I can remember, for a long time. And I don't think all their resources were on Tour either. I mean,
Mm.
Tour's a mobile game, you know? And Booster Course Pass, that's just tracks. There's no like real
They're
like game
poor.
infrastructure you got to get into. They've had so much time to cook this thing. Like it's got to be absolutely massive. Whether it's just yeah, massive single player campaign or it's gonna be crazy. Whatever it is. And I think they gave us just enough to be like, okay, it looks visually different. It's
Mm.
unique looking. Donkey Kong looks weird. We
Mm.
like that. Like it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold so well that I
Yeah.
hope that they realize like, okay, new one comes out, launches the system, it's gonna be massive. So yeah,
Blow it up.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely huge launch.
All right. Well, that's the games that we officially know about,
Yeah.
and also, and I guess before we go into other ones, no Legend of ZA is not going to be a really in contention for Switch.
No.
I don't think it will even show
No.
up. There's no reason for it to.
I
We've
don't think so. I
seen
don't think we'll see anything Pokemon. Mm-mm.
you'll be able to play it on the Switch too, but like that's it really.
Right.
So should okay. I was thinking there's one that isn't official, but like we know exists. But like, should we save that for later, or should we start with it? Should we address the other thing?
I have a whole a number of those kind of games as part of what I want to talk about. So we could
Okay.
save that.
No,
Just
no,
all of
yeah.
the games, I guess.
All
Because I
right.
know what you're talking about.
You start with one game that you think that we're gonna see um next week.
I think we're gonna see Animal Crossing.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
think Animal Crossing is also one of Nintendo's biggest IP at this point. It is, I think, one of the flagship titles. Uh, COVID helped it out, but I think it only will help its future game, right? It just exposed it to so many people, and it feels like a social media game. Like it's just one that's meant to be shared. And
Yeah.
so I think we're gonna see, even if it's just a tease, Like, I don't think it'll come out this year, but I think they want people to know that one of our best-selling games that everybody loves is going to be coming. And so I think we'll see Animal Crossing subtitle. I don't know what the subtitle is,
New
but
something, new new.
yeah.
Now the thing, yeah, Okay, the thing is with Animal Crossing right now is that it's the great debate. It's like, is it Splatoon 4 or is it Animal Crossing? And I think the answer to that question, I think both of them have been basically in development in tandem because I think Nintendo, like
Yeah.
they're literally the top four Nintendo franchises. Sorry, the top four Nintendo franchises right now. Two of them are
Hmm.
those games, and Nintendo aren't just gonna go like, oh yeah, you can take like 3 years between. No, they need both of them. So.
Right.
I do think both of them have kind of been in the works. We're not going to see both of them. We're going to see one, I think, and they're going to choose. Personally, I think we see Splatoon 4. Because I think and the reason I say this, I was very on the Animal Crossing bandwagon as well. I thought that made
Hmm.
sense. It was the one. I mean, Splatoon 3 had come out sooner, so I thought it makes sense. Animal Crossing's turn. It's a huge deal. But somebody pointed out, it's like if we get, well, we haven't talked about this one specifically, but the amount of big hitters we're getting, does Nintendo maybe want to space it out a little bit and have, because Animal Crossing will be such a big deal that it can, I think it
Yeah.
might be able to own its own year, and so, and also
Mm.
then they also, and then I saw another video and they were like, maybe Animal Crossing fits better as like late, like couple years into the system because then it's like um, you get multiple units that you get like in a household you get multiple units of it. It fits like the Switch Lite, so if there's like a Switch 2 Lite equivalent. Um, but then at the same time, I still I can see it. You know what I mean? I can see Animal Crossing just being there anyway.
It's just difficult to not see how the Switch 2 won't be front loaded. Like,
Yeah,
we know that so many teams have been working on these games for so long. How are they not just gonna release them all in the first year? Like,
yeah,
it's so hard to see that, but they have to space it out. Um, so that's so hard. Which one
yeah.
comes first? I don't know. The Inkling or the Villager? I don't know. Like, it's a dilemma. But I winning. I remember being I saw Splatoon 3 being announced so soon after and I think quite a few people were kind of burned by that. But I mean, it shows that they these too. I think it could be a 1-2 punch where we cross first, maybe early year, and then even that summer could be Splatoon. I don't know. I think multiplayer fill with Mario Kart coming out at launch, presumably. So I think they can wait a little bit longer for a huge multiplayer hit. But that's what I think.
That's a good point actually. I mean, I guess Mario Kart might be able to fill the spot that Splatoon actually has. So then Animal Crossing fits a different because it is a different demographic. So I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I got I really got into Splatoon 3 like randomly in 2024. I didn't get it when it came out because I was burnt out. But then I decided
Yeah.
to get it randomly and I got really into it. So now part of me is like, oh, I'm excited about Splatoon 4. But then at the same, yeah. So I mean, I'm fine either way. I could see, but I could see both. I don't know. Like when I'm doing my predictions, I put down Splatoon 4, um, but like I really can see Animal Crossing. So it's just like really, it's a
It's definitely one or the other. That's 100%.
roll the dice. All right, okay. Well, you have anything to say about Splatoon 4 before I move on to my next game I have here?
No, let's keep going.
All right. Okay. So this is a little bit of a I mean, it's not a hope prediction, because it makes sense, and we kind of know about this game already. So, but like I think we do at least, and it's Monolith Soft's new
Hmm.
IP that we've been dangled with like a carrot on a stick
Yeah.
past like 8 years. We've seen the concept art, and we have an official code name. I think it's like Legacy or something in the internal. I don't know where you get the code names from, but and so I think to me it makes sense that Monolith maybe were working on it back then, and then Xenoblade 2 took off more than they expected, and they were like, okay, let's focus
Yeah.
on Xenoblade now, and then And then I think when they finished Xenoblade 3, they were like, the Switch 2's coming out soon. Let's just focus on that. I think it would
All
be
hands on deck, yeah.
great. I think it's just it's positioned in. I think it's a great spot. You know, you want to have a new IP. I think it's always good to have a new IP, and then especially if it's a new single player IP.
Yeah.
Really ambitious as well. It probably a good tech demo as well, in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you want that to come out in the first year for sure. So I mean, Switch had a bigger of a runway since it came out in March. Xenoblade 2 I think was December if I remember
Mm.
correctly. So this one might be pushed to like March of next year.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I'm
but
expecting.
I think we'll see it.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just yeah, we're definitely gonna I think we're gonna see it for sure. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
very excited for it.
I think we still see it, and even if it is 2026, it just feels like a good spot. I think it's good
Yeah.
to have that out front. I mean, and I say it was a hope prediction before because it's something that I personally just really want to see. I just
Yeah,
really,
no, I'm kind of with you there. I didn't actually play Xenoblade 3. I've only played 2, but I
oh,
loved it so much, and I watched a YouTuber play 3. I probably should have just bought it myself and played it, but
have you
um,
not played one? You not played the first one?
it's funny. I watched. So this is when Xenoblade 2 came out, and I think the only remake was new Nintendo 3DS remake, and I
Mm.
didn't have a new Nintendo 3DS, just my old one, and I hadn't touched my Wii in so long, so there was just no option for me to play the original Xenoblade. So I watched 25 hours of all the cutscenes from Xenoblade 1
Oh
in
God.
preparation for Plague 2, and it was inglorious 480p on the Wii and looked horrible, but I got into the story, and so it's funny. I love the franchise, even if I've only played one of the games, and my respect for Monolith is just huge. I mean, they've helped out with Breath of the Wild, which I love, and they're just a massive company for Nintendo now, and so they're gonna be there.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where they go. I mean, I personally feel like this game is going to have more of like an action combat. Like I think to differentiate it, especially from Xenoblade, um,
Yeah,
I think it's just I really I just feel it. You know, I really feel it in my gut. I feel like it's going to be there, and
I
I'm
think so too.
very excited about it. I
So
just
exciting.
as
There's
soon
so
as
many things to be excited about. It's ridiculous.
as soon as as soon as the trailer starts up and we see a Monolith logo, it's like it's
Yeah,
happening.
let's
And
go.
yeah, I mean, I guess we could address the fact that I don't think Xenoblade 4, I don't think like that's not going to happen. I think that is the new IP
Yeah,
or we wait until later for the new IP and I don't know. Like I don't think Xenoblade 4 is ready yet.
no,
Um
I don't think so. But I
um
mean that game is a fit. They can they pump stuff out like no one's business. It's ridiculous.
it would be a huge surprise actually if they just came out like, hey, we got Xenoblade 4. Like, oh, what?
Yeah.
You just made Xenoblade 3. No. What's your next thing?
It's gonna be Masahiro Sakurai's new game.
Okay, so you
And
think
that's
that's gonna?
difficult to talk about because I we have no idea what it's gonna be. I really hope people are saying Smash, it's gonna be Smash. I love Smash Bros. One of my favorite series, but I want to see Kid Icarus Uprising sequel.
Mm,
That's what I want.
mm.
That's like my favorite game on the was Uprising. And it's just I like to see Sakurai when he flexes his creative muscles, and I don't want to I don't like Smash doesn't inhibit him, but it's like we know what to expect.
Yeah,
We've had so many of them. We know what the game is. So when we get to see him do something new, that's when it's exciting. So if it's not a Kid Uprising sequel, I hope it's a new IP.
yeah.
One of those two.
That I mean, I didn't think about it with the Masahiro Sakurai IP. We know that he's going to have, like, he said it's going to be announced soon when we talked about it. So it
Hmm.
does make sense. Thing is, if it is Smash, I don't think it would be here because I Smash 6 is a huge deal and it would be
Yeah.
great to be here, but I think they have so many big hitters already that you need to save Smash. You need
Yeah.
to
See
save
that.
it.
I
So I
agree.
don't think that would be. But if he has got like a Kid Icarus, a new Kid Icarus game, or a new take on a different franchise, that would be a great little spot to have that here.
Yeah.
Definitely. Um, I don't know. I mean, I hope it would be Kid Icarus, but like I mean, if it was a different retro revival, I mean. what about an Ice Climbers co-op survival game?
Sure. It's funny because if you showed me Kid Icarus on the NES and said we're gonna make a new game about this, I'd be like, I'm good. Like I'm fine. That game looks okay. It's the music's kind of cool, but with how brilliant Sakurai is, he'll turn anything into gold. So if it is Ice Climbers, which to me sounds boring, if it's Balloon Fight, if it literally anything, he
Yeah,
could make it amazing. So literally give him anything. I trust him.
yeah. All right. So next is I think this is like a certain like archetype of game that is now long overdue. Like they come usually every 3 years or every 2 years, but they haven't for a while. And it's the Nintendo Warriors sub-series of games.
Mm,
We are overdue a new Warriors, and I hate to say this, but I have it down as Hyrule Warriors 2 because I think it would be a continuation of the fan servicey Hyrule Warriors. And the reason I say this, and I'm kind of like sighing as I do it, because I really want Xenoblade Chronicles Warriors. I really
oh,
want Xenoblade Warriors, but I don't see that being here if we have Monolith's new IP and then we've just had Xenoblade X. So
yeah.
I don't think that they would oversaturate it that like that. And also, there's a distinct lack of Zelda
Yep.
presence that is like actually likely. I think. I mean, I guess the only other thing is maybe an Ocarina of Time remake. But I think we kind of all subconsciously agreed that would be next year. I don't know why, because it's the anniversary. I think maybe that's why.
Yeah,
Um,
it's the yeah, the
that could be
40th.
that. But Hyrule Warriors 2, it kills two birds with one stone. It's like you have a Warriors game, which they always do, and then you have your Zelda fix
Sure.
for the Switch too. So I'm predicting that's going to be some later this year.
I think this is when they could pull out Twilight Princess Wind Waker. And so maybe that ties back into NSO GameCube and that they just say the first games to come out for it. Maybe not both, but one or the other. Um, but I also think they are gonna, just like we got for Wii U, like Zelda Wii U is coming. And I don't think they're gonna give us a year because they made that mistake before with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. But I think they will have Aonuma just come up and say, "We are working very hard on the next mainline Legend of Zelda game for Switch 2.
Okay.
Please look forward to it." I think that's what we're gonna get.
You know what that's the thing is it is with Zelda specifically they do always give a very long notice. Like even when they try to be closer with reveal to release, they always seem to announce the
They
Zelda
always
game
miss it.
far off.
Yeah.
Um, I could see it.
I don't think they're gonna show anything either,
Yeah,
not even an image, nothing. But I think they just want people to know it's coming.
yeah, no, that's reasonable. I think maybe what they could say is like it's a new three Zelda coming, but it's not a continuation of the Breath of the Wild
Sure. Yeah, just a
business.
little nugget.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I don't know. I mean, you're right. I mean, I don't know. I just blanked that out of my mind. Really, I don't really expect a 3D Zelda anything really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just also me wanting it.
But yeah, I mean, I mean, do you think maybe they could do a new naming convention, go Twilight Princess and Wind Waker 4K?
Uh, I don't think so. I hope not anyway. I feel like that out of place, but um, maybe. I don't know. They loved the HD before, so and I mean Skyward Sword was HD, so who knows?
Okay. Well, what's next for you then, in terms of the games?
I think all I got is kind of the main man himself.
Ooh,
Um,
okay. Should
couple different games for him.
okay. All right. Maybe get some of the lesser in quotation mark
Yeah.
games out of the
Okay,
way.
so this is my crap theory for why we're gonna see Mario Baseball this year. I think the stars are aligning. Mario's 40th anniversary is this year, so I don't think we're just gonna get Mario Kart and a new 3D Mario. I think we're gonna get a. We haven't seen Mario Baseball since 2008 on Wii,
Mm,
which is criminal. Reason I think it's coming, baseball is huge in Japan, absolutely massive. Um, so I'm a big baseball guy too, just in general. Like I follow, and they actually played their first game, of Major League Baseball in specifically, and so that's something they're trying to do where they're well every Japan. And we got the Seattle Mariners. They have sponsors from Nintendo on their sleeves, and so on one side they switch to, and so that to me, and baseball becoming a thing this year, Mario Baseball. So I feel like there's multiple signs pointing to that. I also just really want it like super bad,
mm.
so that could just be me just pulling it out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but
did
I
think
think the stars are aligning.
I did think it was a little bit odd with the with that baseball promotion thing. I saw it and I thought it was announced. I thought they just shadow dropped a Mario baseball game actually, but then no,
Yeah,
it was just a costume thing.
yeah, uniforms. So I feel like there's a lot of those things that are lining up for that. So
Yeah, yeah. So okay, I got a little bit of a bold one. I got a little bit of a bold one next, I think.
okay, yeah, hit me.
All right. So I'm torn between whether it's a remake or if it's a new game, but I think it is time. I think it is time for F-Zero to return. And
Wow.
to, and I have down an F-Zero GX remake, but like it's a
Okay.
full-on remake and it's like a big little tech demo coming out this year. But at
Nice.
the same time, they could just do a new game because I think 99 serves almost as the test almost. So maybe they just
Hmm.
go straight full. They go, yes, okay, we're going full in now, I suppose, to F-Zero, whatever they called it, whatever
Yeah.
cool combination of letters they decide.
Good. I that one I struggle with because I feel okay, you're good. Yeah, I was just saying I feel like F-Zero's been neglected by Nintendo a lot recently.
Mm.
We got F-Zero 99, but other than that, we don't see Captain Falcon much unless it's Smash Bros. Or a trailer for Smash Bros. Um, so I also think it's like hard to put F-Zero in the same presentation as Mario Kart. And I feel like they satisfy different audiences, but to me, in my mind, they're still racing. So it'd be tough for me to see both those things. I think we could see F-Zero eventually, but
Yeah.
I don't know if now's the time since we know that Mario Kart is coming.
Yeah, no, I mean that I do agree with you there that maybe they I think do I because Nintendo do internally kind of see them as almost so I yeah, no, I can see what you mean. I just think that I mean if it's a remake especially I think um it's a good like niche pick. I suppose your Sakurai pick could fill that niche actually better. Maybe
Yeah,
not clash as much, but um yeah, but I put it there because I was like I want to make it have like an interesting pick instead of just the predictable stuff
right.
everyone said.
Something a little out there. I think people would be excited for that too, for sure.
All right, so I think before we get into the big one, um, this is a game I don't think this is going to be here. 'Cause I think that maybe they'll save it for later, but I also think there's a chance it could still be here. And it's whatever the hell is going on with Donkey Kong.
Oh, Donkey Kong. Could I forget Donkey Kong?
Mhm. Well, Nintendo does the same, so
Yeah.
I think that whatever game they have is I think it's almost ready. I think they've been working on it. I think they've been cooking it. I think Returns HD was really just a little a little gap filler for the Switch library, and also a little bit of like a hey Donkey Kong fans, here's a bone. You know,
Yeah,
we,
right.
we got something cooking, but we can't show it yet. We can't show it. Um, and I've kind of subscribed to the theory that maybe Platonic got
Oh,
got
wow.
onto it because they haven't. And I think I was watching this video from Bo Talks Games, and he
Hmm.
was saying that they haven't really made a game since the was it the Impossible Lair? Um,
Yeah,
the only one they have really is a remake of Ukulele. So,
right.
it tracks that maybe they have been working with Nintendo, and they are, some of the original Donkey Kong Country developers in there, I think. So
Yeah,
it would kind of make sense for them to go to there. And I think they with Mercury Steam as well, they have a track record of going to third party and independent developers and giving them IP. So,
yep.
I think that game, I think it exists. But I don't know if it will be here just because maybe they'll want to save it. But yeah, maybe they'll want to save it for then like a September direct or even next year. But I think it will come out next year. But I think there's a chance that
We'll
they
see it.
they decide let's finally give the people what they want.
Give Donkey Kong his flowers, his minutes.
He
Do you think
deserves
this
it.
will be a 2D or a 3D?
I think it will be. I think it would be 2D. If it's a
Hmm.
Platonic, I think it's a 2D DKC.
Oh, so it's gonna have, you think, the country part of that, the country series?
Yes, yeah, a
Okay.
country game. Thing is, there's been a lot of discussion about a 3D Donkey Kong game, and
Yeah.
if let's say the Donkey Kong game that's been in development for a while was the Odyssey team, I don't believe that anymore, but then it could be a 3D. Um, I'd be interested to see what a 3D would look like. But for now, I feel like it makes more sense to me that Playtonic have been working on a 2D one. Like it makes more sense to me that they'd outsource a 2D game they wouldn't really. I don't think they'd outsource a 3D game personally. I mean, maybe they
Interesting.
would,
Okay.
but it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I love to see Donkey. Tropical Freeze is like, well, first of all, I'd be so hyped for it. So I hope you're right.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable either way. So I guess before we address the elephant in the room,
That a
did
Mario Wonder reference? Just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Did you have any other Mario related stuff that you wanted to say? Or is that the
That was it. So the three that I think are coming: Mario Kart, Mario Baseball, and whatever we're gonna talk about for the big 40th.
yeah? I mean, yeah, the Mario baseball. I mean, Mario Sports is a little bit overdue in general, isn't it? I feel. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's been golf. I think it was golf was the last one. Crazy that we're getting golf above baseball, but I'm sure there's an audience for that.
Strikers actually, I think, but we don't talk about strikers. We we don't talk about Battle League. So,
Yeah.
all right. So the the other game that put that would almost definitely 99.999999% getting
Yep.
is the next 3D Mario game, and this will probably close. I think it probably will
Yep.
close the show.
Yep. We're
Um,
in agreement on that. Yep.
yeah, this is very exciting. It's been 8 years, or isn't not yet, but like you're coming up on 8 years since
It'll probably be 8 years. This will probably be a October release. So
you know, wow. I mean, like it's just there's so much. It's just it feels surreal almost that we're gonna finally be at that point where we finally get a proper new brand new 3D Mario game. Everyone was expecting Mario Odyssey 2, um, for the longest time, and it just never came.
hmm.
Maybe it should have, but I guess maybe they were just more concerned about doing something new, I suppose, instead of just rehashing
Yeah, I
Odyssey.
wonder when that, like, if it was a pivot, when that happened, because I feel like Galaxy to Galaxy 2 was just a couple years. Like it was pretty quickly after. I wonder if they were just like, okay, let's 3D World's coming out, so let's do Bowser's Fury, and also just work on a Switch 2 game because it seems like only one 3D Mario game for 8 years is kind of crazy. Like that's a long time.
No other
So
IP, no other game between that either, really. I mean, yeah,
yeah,
I said Bowser's Fury, but like that's, you know,
I don't count that. That's not a new game.
it's the equivalent of one kingdom. It's like in an Odyssey, it is really just
Right.
one kingdom. Yeah,
And they didn't have to build any new assets for, I mean, they did, but it's like they already had their style established. Like the game was already 3D were already exist, so it didn't have to do too much to build that new thing, that new experience.
yeah.
So now it's completely from the ground up new. I wonder if we're gonna see like the Mario from Mario Kart, because I feel like we're going new model. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Mario's I don't think he's gonna look like he did in Odyssey, that's for sure. But I don't know.
I mean, that's another question. I mean, I think is Mario Kart going for the new normalized
Is it
style
the
of
standard?
Mario, or is it going for its own, or are they going different styles for different games?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think Mario Odyssey visually is like I don't know. I feel like that's perfect, isn't it? Personally, I think
Yeah.
I like the visuals. I like the model there. So, you know, I trust them. I'm excited to see what it looks like. But
I think it's weird too, because like Odyssey still feels new.
it
But
does.
it's not at all. But like I could still watch videos about it and get a lot of enjoyment out of it because the game still feels new, even though it's almost a decade old. It's so weird.
No, it does. It literally. I remember when it came out. The hype for it was just insane.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean. I think that's the one thing that people don't really talk about when they talk about Mario, the new 3D Mario, is they don't really talk about a specific premise or a specific
Hmm.
hook. Because they just kind of go, oh, it's gonna be open world. And then I made a video on this as well. But it's just like, okay.
It's like, what does that mean?
I don't know what it means. It's just
This better not be Sonic Frontiers. Like,
I saw I made a video and then I got a reply on the tweet and it was from some Nintendo fan account or whatever and they were like, oh, why wouldn't you want an open world Mario? You can like run around frolicking with in the Mushroom Kingdom greens and over over the horizon you can see Peach's castle. I'm like, I feel like that. I don't know. I mean, is that the appeal of 3D Mario? Like, seeing the same
right.
things that we always see in Mario? No, I mean, I thought the for me Odyssey was I love Odyssey so much because every location just felt so un Mario to me.
Right. And it was open, but it was open enough. We
Yeah.
still like the closed space. We still want to have boundaries. If you could just keep going forever, like we're just gonna be rolling from place to that just doesn't sound fun to me.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, I think the thing it would sacrifice like the identity of each area, because they'd have to be a little bit more cohesive, I guess.
Right.
Well,
Blend into each other, yeah.
I mean, like if Odyssey was like seamless open world, then the Luncheon Kingdom just wouldn't work. Like
Yeah, that'd be weird.
a completely different art style, and that's one of my favorite part of Odyssey. Is just the how different everything feels. And
Right.
like in said video, I came up with this premise for like for it, and like just like the I guess the hook or like the gimmick or not the gimmick, but like the you know Mario Galaxies in space,
Sure.
globe trotting, and I mean over the past like what 8 years, I had like several ideas like, oh, time travel, but then I was like, is it? I mean, it might be too similar to Odyssey already because they had the dinosaur area. It's not actually time travel, but it's similar. Then
Yeah.
the other one I was fixed on was like, what if they go multiverse? Like Mario multiverse, but I feel like with Ratchet and Clank and with Crash, I feel
Hmm.
like now it's almost been overdone. That I'm like,
Right.
I
I think
don't.
just multiverse in general across media has been
Yeah,
overdone.
yeah. No, it's been overdone.
MCU's been giving us just a
Yeah,
lot of that. So yeah.
yeah. Oh no, we've had our fill on that. Could
Yeah.
still work. But I came up with this literally I came up on a whim actually. I wasn't even gonna.
Hmm.
I, it was like I was thinking about Split Fiction,
Oh, cool.
and I haven't played it, but I loved the idea of it, and I was like, you could have like different levels based on like different like genre, like different genre
Yeah.
books, and then you can even go further and like have different areas based on specific books on stories, maybe public domain ones, so that you don't get copyrighted. Um, and so I mean that would be very interesting, and you call it like Super Mario Fantasy.
Oh, cool.
I
That's
feel
a
like
cool
that
idea.
it fits with the naming convention. I feel, and I mean, I was just it's a generic one, but yeah, I mean, I just that's my favorite part of like 3D Mario now. I think is just how on Mario can they get, how out
Yeah.
can the different areas be. And so I'd much rather dip into different genre of fiction as Mario than frolic along the greens of the Mushroom Kingdom with my Yoshi. You know, what I mean, like, is that
Right.
that's cool, but like,
Yeah, we like seeing Mario in new and unique places.
yeah,
Your fantasy idea reminded me of, I don't remember the name of the kingdom because it's been 8 years since I played the game, but where you fight the dragon,
what
right? And
ruined kingdom.
yeah, the Ruined King, and it was like tiny, and you were almost like kind of like upset about it. You were like, this was basically just a glorified boss fight. This place is so cool. I want to explore more castles, and like,
Yeah.
I think that's such a cool idea. Yeah, put them in just more unique places like that. That's great.
Yeah, no, I think this. I mean, also, I think somebody was saying when I told them about this idea, they were like, it's kind of like an evolution of the Mario 64 thing. You know, you're jumping into
Hmm.
paintings. I guess in this,
Yeah,
you're jumping into books. Um,
sure.
not really sure what the hub would be. Maybe I don't know how meta they'd get with it. You know.
I think how funny it could be if it turns Smash, where it's like he's jumping into different games. So it's like he's jumping into Zelda, and it's like a Zelda style platforming level. I think that would be crazy ambitious, but that'd be funny.
Well, oh no, now I was just thinking now, I was like, what if like he goes into like a comic book and it's like the dynamic
That'd
actiony
be
kind of
cool.
pulpy kind of level, and then
Yeah.
he goes into a romance novel
Yeah.
with
And
Peach.
that's kind of that okay, that story thing, that's actually really similar to Princess Peach Showtime. Except for that it was plays, right? Where it's
Yeah,
like you had your different style of plays and she'd get up in her different get-ups to respond to whatever environment she was in. Um that's totally the kind of thing that they're about. So it's just yeah, what format will they do it in? Will it be stories, books? Will it be comics? Well, that's super interesting.
yeah. I mean, I do. I mean, I haven't played Princess Peach Showtime, but I think that with a 3D Mario game version of something like that would be a lot better. Just I think it would probably go and have more budget, so it'd go more
Yeah.
in depth with that idea.
Right.
But then now I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I guess Paper Mario is already kind of
Yeah.
with the stories. That's kind of the premise of that. So I mean, there's precedent of it. So I'm not sure if they'd repeat it, but I mean, I think there's enough unique. There's like it wouldn't overlap too much, and maybe you could even have like a little reference to Paper Mario in
That'd be
there.
fun.
That
Yeah.
nothing major, but like a little cameo. I mean, you get like a not a moon, whatever they have for this one. Then they have sun, moon, star. What's next? I don't know. Uh, what's something to do with books?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I was like trying to think of
A
other space related things. I have no idea. They kind of covered all their bases there.
comet.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Comet.
A shooting star. There you go. Because it makes sense. Because it's like you wish upon a star. And okay,
Nice. That's a
fine.
fun premise.
But yeah, I
So
think
I don't think we're gonna get um Donkey Kong in his own game. I think this is Donkey Kong's gonna be a big part of the new 3D Mario game. That's what I
okay.
think. I think we're getting the crossover from these two characters. Um, and I feel like a lot of people looked at the Mario movie where you see Donkey Kong have his fire flower and they're doing their thing together and jumping and helping each other out. I could see something like that where I don't know what worlds they'll explore. Maybe a lot of it will be like Donkey Kong's jungle. Mario left to help Donkey Kong out. Donkey Kong left to help Mario out. But I think that could be something that we see, and that could be fun to try traversal between the two. I don't think it should be multiplayer. I think some people were saying that it would be fun if it was multiplayer. I think Mario 3D Mario should stay single player.
Yeah.
Um, I think it would just works better that way. Like I don't want to have to focus on another person, with the camera and just I don't know. I think it's better as an experience for single player. I think the 2D games you could do multiplayer great, but
Yeah, I
3D,
mean, Mario and Donkey Kong, like in a crossover. I mean, they have had crossover games in the past. Yeah, it does.
the original Donkey Kong was their
Yeah,
first one.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and it's anniversary, so yeah. I mean, the thing for me, it's like I'm conflicted on the idea because that would be really cool, but like I wouldn't. I would be worried about Donkey Kong as a franchise afterwards. I'd be like,
Right.
is it not
Is
a
this
thing
it for
anymore?
him? Yeah.
Is that it for him? I mean, at the same time, they could literally give us this and then also the 2D one by Platonic next year or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it could play
I've
completely
manifested
different.
into existence that we don't know exists, but I've just manifested it. So
Yeah.
the Platonic,
No, it does at this point.
yeah, yeah, that would be really interesting. Now I think about it from an anniversary angle, that would be really interesting. I think also the movie as well, kind
Yeah.
of, yeah, yeah. I
And I
mean,
think Donkey Kong Country opening up in Epic Universe and Super Nintendo World feels like that's part of it. Like Donkey Kong is just being pushed in general more. Donkey Kong, Country Returns came out already, so I do think that we'll see Donkey Kong, and if it's not his own game, it's definitely going to be in Mario, I think.
yeah, something DK is coming. I feel like it's
Yeah,
something DK is brewing.
yeah, yep,
That's the vibe. That's the vibe we're getting in the chat right now in the
100%. That's the
in the
vibe.
room. All right. Well, I mean, so yeah. Oh God. So 3D Mario. That is, it's basically guaranteed, and
Yeah,
um, it's gonna be.
just knowing that that's coming in like 10 days from when we're talking, 11 days, that's exciting.
Oh wow.
That's all we need is
Um,
that to be excited, and we're getting so much more. We're getting an actual look at the system.
yeah.
We didn't talk about UI or anything. I don't think we're gonna see that. But
Yeah, no, I don't think they're gonna like sit down and show us the UI. I think
no.
we're gonna see the UI through previews of
Yep.
like people having the system. Yeah, we might see it. We might like, I thought we might see it in like one of those like promotional things where like the Switch is like moving around and flipping and jumping up and
Right.
down and having a little wave and
No deep dive
Um,
though.
but no, no, they're not gonna go. This is the eShop.
Yeah. No. No.
But,
Definitely not.
um, yeah. I think. I mean, I wonder how long the section for the NSO and the hardware is going to be in the grand scale of things. Like, is it going to be like a 10-minute section for both of them? Well, not like not sorry, not individually, but like 10 minutes dedicated to like them, and then the rest of it. I mean, I'm assuming it's like thought. I'm assuming it might be like an. Do we think it's going to be an hour long or like 40 minutes long? I don't know.
Please be at least an hour. It's hard because the 2017 presentation I think was over an hour, but it was also live, and I feel
Yeah.
like you have to think about people getting on stage. A lot of people talked, like developers. I remember like Suda 51 came up and talked, and there was just so many like developers talking, and I don't think we're gonna get that as much. I think a little bit. Like we'll probably hear from. I'm totally spacing on his name, but he's the Mario guy and was like the Switch
Koizumi.
Koizumi.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll definitely hear from Koizumi. He'll probably guide us through the Switch too, and assuming he's also the director of it. Um, but I think that means it could be shorter. But I feel like they just have so much to talk about that I can't see it being less than an hour. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean the thing is though is it was longer, but I feel like it was because of like the fact because it was live and it was in parts it was awkward and there was a lot of time spent on stuff. I mean,
Right.
in the end, I think that it could be 45 minutes and still have like more than that presentation because they can just go bang bang bang. But
That's true.
I don't know how much it's gonna. I mean, but the thing is, we don't know how much it's. Usually they tell us, but they haven't told us.
Yeah.
So, and that's really interesting that they haven't told us. And
Yeah. Yeah. We're a speak away, and they haven't told us yet, and maybe they
maybe
just won't. I maybe
maybe they're
maybe we'll just never
like
know.
you're watching this and you're like you don't know when it's going to end, and so you don't actually know when to expect. Uh,
That could be a good strategy, honestly,
honestly,
because we're
maybe.
gonna watch the whole thing regardless.
Oh yeah, yeah. So they can have like a little one last thing with the CGI trailer for the new Zelda game, the new Zelda. Oh, and now I'm thinking about it right now. We never talked about the gimmicky casual game. Oh, I guess we did at the start.
Yeah, just kind of it being mouse related.
Yeah. The thing is though is I feel like I feel like Switch Sports Resort. I think that's an
Mm.
inevitability. And I think Ring Fit Adventure 2 is also an inevitability. Do you think either of those games could be shown here? I personally, Ring Fit would be separate. I think I don't think it would be in any direct, but
I don't see
Switch
either.
Sports, Switch Sports.
Unless Switch Sports Resort or whatever is what that team was working on, which I don't think it is. So I don't think so. I also wonder if Mii's are going to be shelved in place of these Switch Sports avatars.
Mm.
Maybe they thought that because I feel like those avatars kind of took precedence over Mii's. Um, but I also hate the way they look, so I hope that's not the case. I hope we just keep Mii's or they do something different that looks better. But I don't know.
Mm. I know. I do think Switch Sports Resort is an inevitability, but I just don't know if it will be here or if, I think they'll save it. But it's
Yeah.
a possibility. I mean, I want to put it out there because I feel like if we like watching the direct and then we see like Switch Sports Resort or whatever they call it, I'm like I would just kind of like kick myself. Like
Yeah, it's like
I,
I was thinking it the whole time, but I didn't say anything. Yeah. You got to call it.
and then okay, here's another. I mean, I think this is the last thing we'll say because it's been a quite long discussion. Um, yeah, I
It's been
think it's a
awesome.
very long discussion. But for third parties, I think that we might get like a third party game like announced here, as in like not a port, but like a new entry in the
Mm.
series announced because at here first, and the candidates for this for me are Final Fantasy IX Remake. This has been rumored so long, and I don't know why it hasn't been announced yet. And I feel like maybe the reason they haven't is because maybe they think that it would be a good game to just have paired with that Switch presentation. I think that makes sense to me. And then the other one is, and this is a little bit Hope Diction. I don't think it would be here, but like maybe Persona 6?
I've seen people say that.
I don't know.
I've seen people say that.
Persona 4 remake. I mean that got filed a couple of days ago.
I think we'll definitely see something from Square Enix. That's a lock.
Yeah,
Octopath Traveler, I think it was at the 2017 presentation.
yeah. It could be like
So
one of those.
I
It could
think
be
it
like
might be a new IP,
yeah.
but try
Yeah.
maybe quadrilateral strategy.
I think Team Asano have a game overdue. I think they said they'll. I heard they were gonna have a game. Or I think I heard something that they were saying there was gonna be a new Bravely game last year, but then there never was. Never said
Mm.
anything. So
I
maybe
think yeah, you need your more JRPGs present for sure. So
maybe they had it planned for the Switch 2, but then the Switch 2 got delayed, and then so now they've delayed it with it. So maybe there's a new Bravely game that could be a little shout.
I could see it.
If there's a new Bravely game here, then that's going to be one of those things where you're like, damn, they went obscure.
Yeah.
They called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that we will not see Hollow Knight Silksong. Some
Oh,
people have been saying that. I don't think it's going to be here. I I think if they do a partner showcase or a maybe like
Indie World.
E3 time direct, I think
Mm.
we could see it. But for this one, I'm not feeling it. A lot of people are. I'm not feeling it.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and it's like it's fair enough, but
It
like,
just feels so out of place
yeah,
for an
yeah.
Australian team to be like, we're an indie studio and here's Silks. I don't know. To me, it
I
doesn't
mean,
fit.
I mean, to be fair, they had like an entire spotlight for like No More Heroes 3 at the Switch presentation, so it's
That's
not
true.
it's not out of the realm of possibility. I don't think it will be here, but at the same time, I don't think it's unreasonable to hope for it because it's like it has to
Oh, I
be
definitely hope for it.
it has to be announced somewhere. If it's a game
Yeah,
that
eventually.
there has to be a place where it is eventually. And so
Right.
you know what, Hollow Knight fans, I'm not. I need to play it. I haven't. So
Oh,
um,
it's
you
so
know,
good. So
it's
good.
like people love it, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
hope I
amazing.
hope that you guys get your Silk Song finally here. I mean, it will happen eventually.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Summer Games Fest though, and I feel like it feels more like a Jeff Keighley announcement personally. But
Right. Yeah.
um,
I'm tempering my expectations by saying it won't, and if it does,
that's
I'll
fair
be
enough.
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long this discussion is going to be. I think we're like nearing 2 hours though. God,
I didn't know how long it was going to be either.
yeah,
This could be 30 minutes. I have no idea.
yeah, yeah.
Turns out we have a lot to say about this thing, which
I
which
mean,
is great.
I was,
It's
I
so
was, I
exciting.
was aiming for a long discussion because I love to have like a long discussion. I go on my run and I'll listen to like a long discussion. I love
Yeah.
that. So I wanted to make sure it was long, but yeah, nearly 2 hours is a lot longer than I was maybe even anticipating. But there you go. So
Lots of content.
thank you for coming on this my first like proper discussion. I want to do more of these to be honest. So
Yeah.
um
I'd be so down to keep doing this with you.
to
This
do
is
a
great.
reaction one like after before and after. So this is before and then after.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah. Sure.
oh my God, we got this right. No.
Yeah. Follow up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, but it's been really cool having this chat. Yeah, I'm just very excited about this direct. It's just and you know what? It's the day before my birthday. This direct is.
Really?
Yeah, it's the day before my birthday. So and
Wow.
I literally it's perfect timing. So if it goes up for pre-order, the next day, that's like perfect timing. That's like
What time is it, in London going to be when?
it's at I think it's at 2 p.m. So it's midday. It's actually a really nice time. It's a nice
Okay.
slot.
Are you
Yeah.
not working either? Are you so you can take it off or?
No, I don't usually have work on because I'm in uni, so I
Oh, nice.
university, so but and Wednesdays are my off days, so I
Oh, you lucked out.
time. So yeah,
Yeah,
no,
for me it's bright and early at 7 a.m. I start work at 9, so I'm
yeah,
gonna be tired, but honestly, like
worth
you
it.
can't be tired for something like this. I'm gonna be awake.
You
So
you won't be as soon as you see like Super Mario Fantasy and F-Zero GX remade,
yeah.
you will be up. You'll be awake.
I mean it's legitimately gonna be Christmas Eve on the first, right? Like this is gonna be I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
Oh
It's
God,
gonna be
you know how
awesome.
cruel it's going to be on the first April Fool's Day, but the
Oh
day
yeah, people
before
are
a
gonna be
direct.
playing leaks
Oh,
everywhere. Yeah, it's gonna
oh
be
God.
horrible.
But
Gonna have to
the
stay away
worst
from social
the
media.
worst part is I really thought there's going to be a legitimate. I think there's going to be that's my prediction. That's my prediction here. There's going to be a legitimate leak on April 1st, and it's going to be
No
played
one's gonna believe
as
it.
an April Fool's joke, and then we're going to watch the presentation and realize that it actually just got leaked. Like,
I hope nothing leaks because
no,
those
I,
make
I
me
hope
so
so as well.
sad. But I could totally see it happening.
They have to. Surely they've locked it all down. So surely.
Yeah, they've been good about that in a lot of their surprises. So
Like oh God, the June direct last year, that was maybe one of my favorite directs because they managed to lock down everything in that direct to the point where even Pyoro himself
yeah, Yoro,
didn't
yep,
know about. He's still in the know, but he didn't know about anything, and so
yeah.
we were just
They
there.
figured out whatever strategy he was using to get his info. So
There was so much more in that direct than I even like. I don't know. It was that was a big surprise,
because
and
that was Wonder, right? No, that wasn't the Wonder
you
Direct,
know
was
that
it?
was the Metro Prime 4, Mario and
Mmm.
Luigi. That was such a big deal.
Brothership, yeah,
The
that
fact
was a great one.
the fact that direct to me was as hype as it was, and at the end of the day, they weren't that major.
Right.
I'm like
No, I agree. I was
we
excited for that too. Like that was
yeah
exciting just to see new stuff.
yeah, but
And I didn't
this
play most of
time,
those games, but it
but
was still
this time
exciting.
it's on a way bigger scale here. We're
Yeah,
like
this time it's first party,
way bigger.
almost everything,
Yeah.
huge announcements. This is ridiculous. I don't know what to do with myself.
I don't know. I physically can't wait anymore. I can't wait. Can I just like go into hibernation? I'd like to go
Have
into
have you have you seen Severance?
yes. Oh yes.
I'd
Season
like to
2.
sever myself.
Yeah.
Make my the time my Audi
Yeah.
will watch the direct.
I just exit the door. Oh, there you go. It's April 2nd.
Perfect.
Seems my video school. Anyway, well, so that sorry, okay. That we'll probably do it. I think we've taken enough. I think enough time to talk about every. I think I don't think there's anything left to talk about. Honestly, I think we talked about absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Knowing Nintendo, that there's going to be like two things that get announced that we didn't even like mention. Uh,
Yeah, seriously.
so- oh, you
They
know what?
surprise us.
Quick little shout out, Star Fox maybe. Don't know. Anyway, potentially. So there you go. If that happens, then there you go.
Gotta put it
Anyway,
all out there.
if you are still listening to this, well, I appreciate the commitment. Honestly, I really respect that. Actually, I really appreciate that. Uh, so yeah, you go ahead, try and plug your stuff, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. So on YouTube, if you look at Try Nintendo, I should pop up just a little triangled guy who talks about Nintendo indie games that I like. Love Nintendo, loved Nintendo for as long as I can remember. It's my favorite thing. Huge shout outs to Obster for reaching out to me for this discussion. This was really fun. We both didn't really like know how long this would be, and so it's like kind of cool to know that we can talk about this as long as we have.
Yeah.
And, we'll hopefully be able to check back in post April 2nd, some reactions and some covering it live. But yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, um, the people listening, you've had enough time. You've probably heard enough of my voice, and you've you heard enough of our voices. So, um, thank you for watching. And oh wow, I guess we'll see you after the big day. All right. Thanks you.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.